Marcia, Marcia, Marcia! If you recognize this, then you know that I am Jan Brady from the 1970s television show The Brady Bunch. Have you any idea what it is like to be the middle child? I have two older siblings who are always in the spotlight, and two younger siblings who are the apples of my parents' eyes. Then there's Peter and I, trapped in the middle. Even when I wore a black wig in one episode, I still didn't get that much attention. If I were the firstborn, would I have got as much attention as, say, Marcia had if I even hit the nose with a football? What if I were the youngest? Would I be completely different? Yes, Jan, you might be. Birth order is the order in which a person is born within a family. And throughout this, certain personality traits are distinguished. There's been much research conducted about how your birth order affects your personality, and the results are very interesting. According to the book Positive Discipline by Jane Nielsen, the purpose of learning about the significance of birth order is to increase our understanding of how children might develop misperceptions about themselves based on their interpretation of their position in the family. It's another way of getting into the child's world in order to increase our understanding of their reality. Today, I will specify how birth order can and will affect your personality and how to treat certain characteristics which come from birth order. To begin with, birth order affects everyone, no matter what. Through birth order, many different traits are shown. For example, the firstborn has many positive and negative sides to their attitude based around birth order. They tend to be in control of many situations because they are responsible. At the same time, a downfall to this would be that they tend to be perfectionists. They seem to need that feeling of being superior. In order to be a perfectionist, you will often find the firstborn to be extremely organized and scholastically minded. But there are negative sides to this also. Often, the firstborn tends to become unpopular and often tend to seek counseling at some point in their lives. With the middle child, they tend to feel crowded, vulnerable, and bitter due to their home life. This is because parents often unintentionally put the main focus on the oldest and youngest. When dealing with the lastborn, they tend to be irresponsible, rebellious, and self-centered. It is a known fact that they tend to be the center of attention because they have a need to keep the spotlight on themselves. And because of this, they're often highly creative, yet self-indulgent. With the only child, they tend to be tidy, conscientious, and self-sufficient. It is an obvious fact that the only child is often very selfish because they've never had to deal with other people. But the facts to your birth order may be changed. We can build on our strengths and challenge our weaknesses. If we learn to treat the birth orders differently, we can bring out the positive characteristics and diminish the negative ones. When dealing with a firstborn child, parents should encourage them with fun of participating in activities rather than the goal of winning. This is because, as I said earlier, firstborns tend to pressure themselves to be perfect and often end up discouraged. The Active Parenting Guide by Kevin Leman teaches how to be gentle with yourself when accepting failure. Because many firstborns do not know how to do this, they often end up seeking counseling at some point in their lives. With the middle child, time for one-on-one activities should be set aside. Parents and siblings should ask for their opinions often and include them in family functions. This way, there is no hostility in the home from lack of recognition of the middle child. With the lastborn child, siblings and parents should not refer to them as the baby. They should also not do for them what they can do for themselves, for this makes them feel as though they are the best and they become spoiled. And as for the only child, parents should provide learning opportunities with other children. This way, they will learn from them what other birth orders learn from their siblings. To sum things up, birth order is a real and interesting part of everyday life. Does the order in which you were born really identify who you are? The answer to this is yes, but the facts to your birth order may be changed. We can build on our strengths and challenge our weaknesses. Jan Brady may not have been very happy as a middle child, but we all have to learn to live with who we are and our strengths and weaknesses. I am the oldest child. I tend to be responsible and to be a perfectionist. I have found the traits of my birth order to describe me. Do the traits of your birth order describe you too?
Children often pick bedtimes for their liveliest fights. Night after night, in the darkness of their rooms, they'll become opponents in pajamas. In Childhood by Dr. William Cosby, Megan, who is 6 years older than her sister, believes her maturity gives her certain rights and better they are forced to share.
But Amanda doesn't regard her youth as a handicap. Every night she is ready, willing, and able to fight for control of the one small mattress the two sisters share. Childhood by Dr. William Cossey.
This is my side of the bed, and I don't want you on it.
What do you mean your side of the bed? Ain't nobody owns a side.
Well, I do, and this is it. And I'm telling you, I don't want your body touching my body on my side of the bed.
And I'm telling you, I'll move to any side of the bed I want. The right side, the left side, or any of the others.
Any but mine, I don't want you touching anything like me.
How come all of a sudden you don't want anybody touching you?
For a very good reason, because you're not actually my sister.
What? Well, I'm somebody's sister.
That could very well be. You just don't have to be mine.
And how do you know this? Did you look it up or something?
No, I know because you weren't born here.
And who brought me here? The stork? Mom already told me about that story.
Well, did she tell you the story about when the police brought you here? They said, take care of this little girl until she starts touching.
You take that back.
No, I won't. It's the truth.
I'm gonna go ask Dad.
No, you're not.
Hey, stop it. Be quiet.
No, Dad, that ain't us. But if I find out who is making all the noise, I'll tell him you're gonna come up here with your belt. You don't shut up. Dad's gonna come up here with his belt. He's gonna rip this thing right off your belt. You're gonna wish I was the one hitting you again.
Well, you hit me in the eye and my eyeball fell out.
Well, if I did, I'm sorry, and I'll help you find it. It's gotta be right here in the bed.
Hey, you always hit me in the face.
I said I'm sorry, alright? If you don't accept my apology, I'll belt you one.
Sure, hit the little one.
You're the only other one in the bed.
You hit me in the face again, I'm telling Dad.
Good. Commit suicide.
Hey, why'd you pull the covers off me?
'Cause I don't have none on my side.
Don't take mine.
Ew, Amanda, I'm sick and tired of you always wet in the bed. Every time I roll over, it's a cold spot.
It ain't always cold.
It is right there.
I hate you.
Well, I hate you too.
Dad!
Nothing's going on in here.
Amanda was just crying because she fell out of bed.
Didn't you, Amanda?
Yeah, Dad. I think that's what happened. See, I was in bed.
Having a bad dream.
Right, having a bad dream. And in this dream, I fell down. But she tried to catch me, and her fist hit me in the eye and knocked my eyeball out. That's what happened, Dad. That was the stupidest story I've ever heard. It only sounds stupid. See, Dad, you gotta understand. She was saying they were her covers, and then it was her side of the bed, and that you really ain't my dad.
Now listen to me, Dad. We'll be quiet now. You won't have to come here with your belt or anything. I promise. We'll go to sleep now. Good night, Dad. Good night, Dad.
And another thing, get your cold feet off mine. a hardly noticeable smudge. But some mistakes can't be erased, no matter how old or young we are. Betty Ann by Ina Hughes. When I was in the 9th grade, I learned how to diagram sentences on the blackboard. Got my learners from it. Wore my first strapless bra. Wrote poetry I never read to my parents. But by far, the toughest lessons I learned was that life doesn't come with erasers. I couldn't make something that had happened not happen. Even imagination is powerless. There are no erasers. I was 14, and I wish then, and I wish now, that I could erase or imagine away what I did, what we all did to Betty Ann. She came to our school from Cleveland, Ohio, into our 9th grade class in Richmond, Virginia. Cleveland was on another planet. Ohio, whispered Margie under her breath as Mrs. Johnson introduced Betty Ann in homeroom that first day. Margie could be real snooty sometimes, but nobody took her too seriously when she got into her rich kid, old money mood. She'd entertain us with cruise stories and New York gossip every afternoon as we sat on the front steps after lunch, licking icing off Oreos and begging quarters for Dr. Pepper from the drink machine in the gym. Margie would try to impress us in her high-pitched bragging voice with the Vogue models she knew and how they shampooed their hair with fear. That people who ate their whole dinner with just their salad fork were not the type of people her family wanted her to marry into. But actually, Margie was just as insecure and as homely as the rest of us, and her life was just about as exciting as the metric system. But we all knew Margie. We all knew everybody, except Betty Ann. Most of us had been in the same class since kindergarten. Then came Betty Ann of Cleveland, Ohio, in her peasant blouses, rolled down socks, and strange ideas. If it had just been Margie who dug into Betty Ann, it wouldn't have turned out the way it did. She probably could have handled that, but we were all in on it. I guess what really started us off was when Betty Ann wrote a better English composition than Susan Henderson. Susan was the writer of the class, and we were very proud of her. Her weekly story was always so good, Mrs. Moon usually chose it to read aloud to the class every Friday.